Good evening. How are we all? I hope everyone's okay this Friday. Let's make sure I'm live in all the good places. Let's have a look. We are. Good evening, Liz. How are you? I hope you're okay. I hope you had a good week. Let's get sharing this round. Let's see if we can get a bit more of an audience on this evening. Let's have a look. So as you can see on my grid paper this evening, I've got my kit out. So on Monday I launched my Wrapped in Christmas project kit, and I thought this evening we would make tonight's project using the kit. The sample's not made from it, but this evening we're going to use my kit to make it and to show you something different with it. I've somehow managed to set it up so I ain't got a glare either. Look at that. A shiny stamp set and a shiny punch and no glare. Winner. Let's see, who have we got? Got Liz and Debs. I'm good, Liz, thank you. Yeah, I've had some time in the craft room this week, which with things in the day job recently I haven't had as much time. But no, I did yesterday evening. Been playing with a new set, well, new to me. The one that's called, is it called Coming Home? It's the one with all the lovely houses and the wintry scenes and the trees and everything. I think it's called Coming Home. Okay, so getting a bit of an audience now. Right, okay, so I thought I'd quickly show what comes in the kit if you order from myself. So all of the detail is over on my blog, or you can go to hullahbaloo.com/project kits, and every time I release a kit I'll be updating that page with all the options. Evening, Halsey, I haven't seen you on one of these for a while. I hope you're okay. So yeah, my project kit, which was released on Monday, is called Wrapped in Christmas because it's the name of the stamp set and I'm not really imaginative whatsoever. So what can you get in that kit? There's 3 variant options. So option 1 will be you get everything you see here. You get, mine's not full, but you will get a full reel of ribbon, a full set of glitter star ornaments, which are absolutely gorgeous, and I've only got one left, which is saved for this project. But as you can see, they are literally like a decoration you'd put on your tree. So you get 12 in there. Yeah, you get 12 of those. 1.5 inch circle punch. The Wrapped in Christmas stamp set, which has 10 stamps in it, and I love it. The projects that I've done, you'll see I've used pretty much every stamp in there, and then you'll get a set of the paper. Now the options differ in that one gives you the full pack and one gives you half the pack, or you can buy the consumables only. If you already own the stamp set and the punch, you can go for just the refillable elements. But yeah, you can find more of that over on my blog, along with all the different pricing. But also, if you buy a project kit from me in the next, I think it's just over a week and a half now, or just under, should I say, you get 10% off for the pre-order for the first batch of orders going in. After that date, it'll be back up to the full price that's listed on my blog. But we'll move this all out of the way now and we'll crack on. Got a bit of an audience going now. So hope I don't make some bloopers this week when I've got a decent amount of people watching me. We know that that's all that Debbie tunes in for. Okay, so this is our teeny tiny project this evening, and this one is my non-Christmassy one. So this one was made using Hippo Happiness. I've used the teeny tiny butterfly that's in that set, and the sentiment fluttering by just to say hi. So in here, now I've hidden them behind my laptop so I didn't eat them. Where are they? Here they are. So as you can see, there's some missing already, but it houses 2 of these. So I'm going to get 2 more out for tonight's project. What are those ones? These ones, dark chocolate with hazelnut and currant. Well, I couldn't eat those anyway because of the nuts in them. Same with these ones. These are almond. Can't remember which ones I've put in there, but we'll see in a moment. So green and black's a perfect size for making little goodie boxes like this. So this just opens with the bow on the top, and I've cased this from my upline. I glue dotted this for the pictures. It's okay, we can pull it apart. But it opens in like a little book box, like so. And then if you open the tops, we've got green and black in there. So this one's butterscotch. That'll be why it's hidden in there. And I'm not much of a butterscotch fan. But yes, and then it comes back together and you tie your pretty bow on the top. And I'm not going to redo that for you. But yeah, cute little teeny tiny box. Ideal to make absolutely loads of them out of as minimal card as possible. And then I've just topped the background of this one with the Subtles stack. I've used a dotty pattern. But I don't know which paper I'm going to use this evening. I thought I'd go contrasting. I tend to always use shaded spruce with shaded spruce and so on. But as the ribbon in the kit is this gorgeous real red sheer ribbon, I thought we'll go contrasting tonight. So I'm just going to try and find a nice real red one in here that will contrast with it. What about that? Ooh, possibly. That one. Now, as you can see, the patterns in this paper are absolutely gorgeous. There's something for everyone in here. You've got patterns, you've got candy canes, all your traditional stuff. There's berries, so there you go, mistletoe, bells. You've got the candy canes. Where's the candy canes gone? That one, that one. I'm thinking that one. Or are you thinking the red candy cane one? That one. Which I think it was Liz, who's on here now, that said they look like scissors if I turn it that way. Let's have a look. So I'll take those red ones away. Yeah, I think I'm going for that one. And then if we have the red, yeah, we got a winner there. Right, okay, we'll pop those to one side for a moment. So this piece is 4.5 inches by 9.5, 9, not 9.5. And there's quite a bit of scoring on this to get all the intricate little folds and make it fold in on itself like a little book. So I'm going to start at the long side, and it's 1/2 inch and 1, and it's 2 1/4. I'm watching my measurements here, making sure I do no bloopers this week. 2 3/4 and 4, and then to make life easier, I just rotate it 180 and do the same again. So that's 1/2 inch again. 1, 2 1/4, 2 3/4 and 4. and then 90 degrees onto the short side. Aha, see, I knew it was you, Liz. And then on the short side, it's half and 1 on both sides. And then you get this whimsical pattern. It's almost like a plaid on itself, that, just in the scoring. Alright, so we'll pop that away. So on this one, what I did at this stage was I got all whimsical with my tone on tone and decided that's what I wanted to do. But then because I stuck the paper on the front, I've decided for this one I'm not going to do that this time. But it's always an option if you feel that it's a bit too plain once you've done the front piece of paper. So where's my bone folder? I'm really prepared this evening, as you bet you can all tell. And I've got the threat of Amazon and Morrison's both turning up at the same time whilst I'm doing this. And I also forgot to put my phone on Do Not Disturb, so it might ring again like it did last week. Okay, so I'm just folding and burnishing all of the score lines. And as you can see, there's quite a few. So I will be putting all these measurements like normal on my blog, and they'll publish in the morning. Or this video will be available straight away as soon as I'm done this evening and Facebook's finished uploading it. Right, so what you'll see here is that it literally just folds over on itself like this, and then the same on this side like that, and then that middle slot there is for when they come together. So as you can see, it's pretty cute, dinky little size once it's brought together. Right, I've got a diagram drawn in front of me because I've done this 3 times now and only cut it right once. So pray for me. So, in the bottom corner you have 4 little squares. Whatever you do on this side, you just need to replicate it up at the top as well. So, we cut up the sides of those 4 squares like so. We take off the first 2 completely, and I'm going to ever so slightly notch that as I cut it, because that becomes a glue tab. And then on these 2 we take one of them off like so, and then I'm just going to notch that because that's going to become a tab. So there we go. On this one we take it off completely, so we're going to cut down the side of this set of squares here like so, free them up, and then that one comes off, and then one of the squares on here comes off. So I'll take that square off first like so, and then I like to fold the little squares out of the way because otherwise I'll take them off as well. And then that's gone. Then we'll notch that little tab. And then this one, what I like to do is bring the back to the front because the fronts then go in the middle. So we leave this as it is and we address the middle section here. So in the middle, up the both sides, and this middle section comes away completely. Like so. And then what you did from here to the end, you replicate from here to this end, and then you replicate all this side onto that side. So I'm going to try and do that quickly now, whilst I just chit chat away. So what has everybody been up to this week? Has anybody got anything new? Any new crafty goods? Anything? Come on, be enablers. Enable one another. Tell each other what you've bought, and then we can all get in on the act as well. Okay, so little square off, up these squares again, first 2 squares off completely, second is just 1 square, and then fold that in and take this tab off, like so, and then notch both sides. There we are. So I flip that round, and now we're just copying exactly the same. So this week has been quite an interesting week, hasn't it, with the headlines? They're not confusing at all, are they? Finally bought a pink Pirouet ink. Now you see, I'm not a pink girl, but even I have that, Halsey. I will say though, it is probably still like brand new, because earlier this year I replaced all my old style ink pads with new ones, and it didn't come out that often when I had it in old style, so I doubt I've used it at all in this style either. Maybe that's a challenge for me. Maybe that's what I need to do. We'll call it the Halsey challenge. Halsey challenged me to use the pinks that I never use. The Hallows Night bundle. Oh, well, you'll have seen from my lives that you've been on so far that that's one of my favourite bundles. I think I'm going to have to go out in style with it next week, because with it being Halloween the week after, I need to get another live in using that before it not disappears, because it won't go yet, but before Halloween's been and gone. I haven't got much of it left, to be fair. I tell you what I did find the other day. So I was going through one of my drawers for... I have a drawer that's just full of ideas to put in craft boxes, but haven't quite made it into one yet. So stuff like those sachets I've already made up, like coffee, packs of pencils, chocolate coins, all that kind of stuff. And while I was in there, I found one of last year's Halloween treats in, if you were with Stampin' Up last year, they had little boxes that were the shape of little coffins, and I bought absolutely loads because I made a wreath with them. But yeah, I found some of those that hadn't been used in the drawer. Right, last one I think. Right, just double check. No, I mited that one and I didn't need that on. There we go. Right, so just to make sure, that'll come round. We'll glue it down and then these come over. Yeah, there we go. Right, so that's that part done. I'm going to use some Tombow for this, and that's because you need to get these lines when it comes over and you're lining it up to this score. You've got to do it quite accurately, because when you bring the two books in together, you don't want them to hit one another and prevent the box from coming to the neat little close. You didn't get the paper? Oh, Angelina, get it done. Yeah, I would definitely get them whilst they're on offer. there are some lovely patterns in there, and there are a few that you can get away with not being Halloween on the reverse sides. So if you didn't want to use the spiders, for example, or the bats, the other sides of them are still nice patterns. Is my wreath for video? It's not Liz, unfortunately. I only decided to grow a pair and do videos in July this year, even though I've been a demo for about longer than I'd like to count. Yeah, I didn't. I've got pictures though, because it's literally on the other side of the craft room. It's still sat there from when I did that last year. It's literally there. If I remember at the end of this, I'll go grab it and show you. It's a little battered because I had it in the boot because I took it with me to the retreat that we had last year. Right, so that's one. I'll put in a bit of Tombow on this one as well and bring that over. So that score line there. Just hold that down. And then this is a trick that I learnt from Angelina. Get your bone folder in there. And then that should come together nicely, which it does. So now on each one you can pop the tabs in like so, and you might find that you need to give them just an extra little trim. I always try not to take too much off when I wedge, because then I can wedge a little more if needed. But it's harder when you've wedged too much to obviously correct it. So there we go. So in fact I'll put one of my little chocolates in just to show that they do fit. There we go. So there we go. The box comes together lovely. So what I do now is we'll be putting the paper on, and I'm going to be putting it on 3 of the sides this time round. I put the ribbon on first though, because I like to hide it behind the paper. So if I put this round, see if I can tie a nice bow while everyone's watching. See what we get. Ah, look at that. And I'm sure there's a few people on here who'll celebrate with me there. There's nothing worse than trying to tie a bow when you know people are watching. I'm normally not so bad at doing bows. I seem to falter when I know someone's watching though. Right, so that's tied up. Oh, cute. See, I like that actually. I like that colour combo. Okay, so if I remember rightly, I need 2 5/8. Is that right? 2 1/2. So I'm going to get my little guillotine out because it's easier. It is a pretty looking bow. Look at that. I think we all need some appreciation for that bow. Oh, right, I've got directional paper now, so I've got to use my brain. So we'll go that way. So 2 1/2. And then it's 1 1/4, so I'll go, don't go 1 1/8. Let's have a look. Thank you, Liz. Is that what I want? Do I want that? Because I don't want don't want it too close to the edge. No, so not 1 and 1/8. Not 2 1/2. Let's go back an 1/8. Is that better? Yeah, that's better. Actually gonna look rather cute when it's done. I don't even think I want one on the bottom. Just do one on either side. Right, so we need another one of those. So 1 and 1/8. Now what I don't like about 1 and 1/8 on here is it's just in the awkward place of the guillotine. So we knocked this back an 1/8, so I'll do that on this as well. There we go. Is that good? It is. Right. Awesome. Okay, so again, I'm just tomboing these. I want to make sure my ribbon is exactly where I want it to be to pop these on. I'm just lining those up. Trying not to get my head in camera. Yeah, there we go. Where I put my other piece. I'm in a disaster crafting on the go and I don't know where I'm chucking everything. I'm normally far better than this. Yeah, there we go. Right, so line this up on this side as well. And there we go. Right, okay. So, a bit of decoration now. So I literally have the one star that I showed you left. I do have more on the way. But what I'm hoping to do is, so on this one, I had my butterfly on that side, but what I'm going to do, and you won't see me do this, but I'm going to take that part off, and then I'm going to have the star with a sentiment coming out from behind it, I think. Or do I hang it? No, I'm going to stick it like I did the other. And put it like that, and then we're going to have the sentiment, which is, I think it says peace on earth. And then we're going to do that in shaded spruce. If I put everything away. So on the stamp set, does it say peace on earth? Yes, it does. So it's this one in the bottom corner. It says peace on earth. I was debating whether to use It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year, but I haven't used peace on earth yet, so I'm going to use that one. So I've got matching shaded spruce, and I do have a bit of scrap somewhere. Here it is. So I haven't cut this to size just yet because I wasn't sure which stamp I was going to go with. So line this up on grid paper so I get it straight. And then we flip it over because she moved. It's better. Pop that away. And then all I'm doing with this is just quickly putting it against my grid paper to see how big I actually need it. And I'm going to, like with this one, so you'll see just under the butterfly here, I've actually cut it at a point so that it can sit under the butterfly there. So I'm going to do the same with this one. So I need to just take a little bit off of that. So again, I'm going to do this with my guillotine, but you could do it with a trimmer as well. Right, and then I'm just going to literally mark where the centre, well actually shall I take some height off it as well? I think I should. Now I'm not taking too much off the height. And a tiny bit off the bottom. Like so. That's better. Oh, thank you, Sharon. I don't know if I already said, this is actually a case off of Pootles, so my upline, who made a larger one. She made hers from a piece of, I believe it was 12 by 12, so it's quite a large and thick box. But yeah, I went for a little miniature version to fit me little chocolates in, which reminds me I've only put one of them in. We'll get the other one put in a moment. So then that's going to sit like that there. I'll pennant it off in a moment and then we'll get our star on the end there. So I just eyeball the middle first and make a small snip so I know where it is. And then from one side up and then back down again. Like so. And then there we go, that's that. So I'm just going to use Tombow again on this. Pop that like so. And then I found the best way to stick one of these, if you don't use the, it does come on a silver string, which you could, I suppose, tie around this. Which way am I going to put it? Move that across a little bit. See, the good thing about Tombow is I can now move that over slightly and get my star in the correct place. But a glue dot is the best way to stick these on. I find that any other glues just don't grab onto it. I literally stick onto the glue dot like so. Sometimes I put a couple on, just dependent on what I'm sticking it to. There we go. Make sure they're all in the middle. There we go. What does the stamp say? It says peace on earth. So if I bring that up, see there, peace on earth. What you could do, which I've just thought of this now, is you could put that through, instead of through the middle, you could put it off to one side and maybe just do it in a knot rather than a bow. And then when you bring the ribbon up, you can put the star on before you tie the knot, and then it's holding it in place. I'm just going to put, one of these has a chocolate in and the other one doesn't. So I'll put this other chocolate in. There we go, we got a green and blacks double choc treat holder. Cute. And yeah, I'll tie this one back up. So yeah, this one was using Hippo Happiness. I've got So Saffron as the cardstock on this one, and then I'm using the white crinkle seam binding ribbon. And I think this one's just really cute as well. So yeah, as I was saying, all of the stuff this evening is in a project kit. And the project kit is available until the 25th at pre-order price. So all orders up until the 25th will be pre-order price. So if you pop over onto my blog, so hullahbaloo.com/project kits, you can see the 3 different options. There's a button with each one. If you hit the button, it comes through to myself, and then we can discuss the option that you want to go with, and price and so on. Then after the 25th, it'll be available for 2 more weeks, but that will be at the slightly higher price. It'll be 10% more, but in all the kits you get the 4 exclusive projects, which I won't be putting out on lives or YouTube or anywhere like that. They stay with the owners of the kits, but there is a video series that I have kicked off with 4 additional projects which are on YouTube, and then I thought I'd bring them onto my lives as well, just to show you what to do with leftover. There is a lot of leftover when you've completed the projects. I've made projects that you can do on a multiples basis. So it's that time of year when people are making little gifts like these just to put on colleagues' desks at work, or give out to family, put on tables at Christmas. So the project kit, whilst it only has 4 projects in it and the mini series, you can actually make plenty of these. I mean, I've got plenty of that sheet of paper that we've just cut, so I've got all of that left from that 1 6x6, which means you could make absolutely loads of these with the paper, and you could get plenty out of it. Right, that's me for this evening. If you are interested in one of those project kits though, just drop me a message or over on my blog. And next week, I don't know what I'm making yet, but I want to use these. So these are far bigger than I anticipated they would be, and they're going to be really shiny under my light. But these are the Stampin' Up! Tins, so you get 4 in a box. Where's my box? So this is the box. I only got it yesterday. You get 4 in here. Look, cute little, well, I say cute little tins, but they're not, they're quite big. I'm going to get a lot in there. So see what we'll make with these for next week. And as I say, the video for this will be there tomorrow. So we'll see what I can come up with for this for next week. But for those that are curious, the tin is about 3 3, just a little over 3 3/4. So really big. In fact, if I put an embellishment box on the top, you get the general gist of how big they are. Would be good on the Christmas tree. Yeah, that's a good idea actually. Just hang them from the tree as little parcels. That would be quite cute actually. Oh, good idea. Right, okay. I'm going to see what I can now mock up with this tin ready for next week. And I will see you all then, same time, same place.